I'm flipping them over.
Not yet. I told you, 3 minutes each side.
They're gonna burn.
Oh, you're the expert now.
I can't stand it.
I'm telling you, it'll make a mess.
Gross. Yeah, I hate it.
You know, you don't have to make me breakfast. I'd settle for flowers.
You cook all the time. I want you to have a break at home.
You are one class act, David Madsen.
Mom actually looks pretty happy right now.
Like, I'm glad she's happy, but it seems inappropriate given everything else that's happening.
Yeah, it's just, again, it comes back to what we were saying before of, like, it's really selfish.
Yeah.
She really is just prioritizing her happiness and not, like, what her daughter needs.
Yeah, not their happiness as, like, a family unit.
Yeah. And, like, look at how it's reinforcing Chloe feeling like she doesn't matter to her mother.
Yeah.
Hey, who's there?
Hey.
Chloe, your hair. When did you... Was this for the play? I heard you performed last night.
Nope. I mean, I did, but this is something different.
None of that matters now. Oh, I am so glad to see you.
Such a good outfit.
Good to see you, Chloe. Coming home was a smart decision.
I'm out! Bye!
Please let me leave. I want to have this conversation.
I'm not staying long. Just picking up some stuff.
Why is he already beefing?
Are you coming home tonight?
Mom, I don't know.
I wish you would tell me what you're up to.
I would tell her.
Yeah.
I'm just hanging out with Rachel.
Oh, how is Rachel? I was telling David about the play and you being in it.
I really gotta go.
Listen,
Chloe.
wait. Before you go, David has something to say to you.
He's gonna be like, I have
It
been
won't take but a minute.
asked to apologize.
Yeah, it's literally just like I would want to work on my relationship
Mom.
with her and not have anything to do with David.
Yeah.
If it was my choice. But she's
I don't
not giving
think this is the
that choice.
best idea.
You already promised.
Chloe, I've made an agreement with your mother to trust you from now on.
Really? What does that mean?
It means that from today forward, I'm going to take you at your word. So, if you say you haven't been smoking or drinking, then I'll just leave you be.
My reaction
The
right
idea
now.
is you should feel comfortable here, Chloe. David's not going to question you, and neither am I.
I wish that I believed that.
Yeah, but he searched our room.
He did.
I'm ready to beef.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've got to play the word game. I want to play the word game again.
Yeah.
David's lying to your face, Mom. He searched my room.
What?
You didn't know? Detective Dickwad here went through all of my drawers and my bed.
It's what you asked me to do. Make sure she's got no drugs or alcohol for
I
her
didn't
own
mean-
good.
Oh, my goodness, Chloe. I'm sorry.
I thought that... I'm sorry, Joyce.
What did she say
didn't
that would
know
make him
this was
think
It's
such-
that?
Chloe
I'm
who
not sure.
deserves the apology.
Well, Chloe, I'm sorry that I violated your privacy. I did it with your best interest in mind.
This is really hard to not want to meta game, isn't it? Because we've played the other game and
Yeah.
we know what happens. But I don't know. What are you feeling about the situation?
I feel like he made a genuine mistake based on his extreme programming as a military man.
Yeah,
I wish I knew what Joyce had said that led him to think that's what she meant.
Yeah. I think, like, putting aside knowing everything that happens in Life is Strange, and trying to just approach this from the perspective of, like, this happening for the first time. That last interaction of, like, us confronting that he searched our room, and then
He owned up to it immediately.
him owning up to
Yeah.
it and saying, like, invading your privacy is wrong, and then Joyce is, I feel like she's making an effort to put that boundary actually a bit more now, because in the last episode it just felt like she was being completely silent while he was doing his thing.
Whereas she's like, Chloe, I'm sorry, David, you need to apologize to Chloe for going through her shit.
Yeah, and I like this dynamic is so much better than like the
Yeah, I'm happy that it is phrased as lame apology but accepted.
Yeah,
Because I'm happy with that. I don't feel like beefing will help it.
yeah, for sure. I think that
The damage
like,
has been done.
yeah, because I think it would be like, okay, if as opposed to like, I think that we were both like in a space of beefing when it was like they were not accepting their responsibility. They were just putting all the blame on Chloe. They were just being like that. But I think that in this situation, they're approaching it a lot better, and I would be more willing to give him a chance.
Yeah, because he does have that very rigorous like military programming in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish I knew what Joyce had said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I accept your lame apology. Chloe. What? I really meant it. Good job. Can we be done now?
But there's pancakes.
Can we have pancakes and then be done? Can we get the pancakes in a takeaway box?
1 second. Don't go, Chloe. I've been meaning to show you something. Maybe now's a good time. This is my friend Phil Becker. We served in the same unit. 2 tours. Becker was killed near the end of our deployment. Roadside IED. We used to joke about all the trouble we were gonna get into once we got back home. But he died. He died, and I didn't.
So yeah,
And I
survivor's
think
guilt.
about that fact every damn day. The point is,
Like she does.
I've had my share of grief. I know what you're going through.
I mean, it's not the same,
It's absolutely not
So
the same.
but there are
guess what I'm saying
similarities.
Like, it's
I'm
hard
here
because I get that he's
to do
trying to like reach out
what-
on the basis of
whatever
like
I
shared
can
grief,
To help you
but it's also
get
like
over the loss of your dad.
like I saw a tweet yesterday that was like people who have been affected by
Please,
American imperialism
I'm
should not
begging you.
feel the need to care
Give
about
David
veterans.
Chance, won't you?
And honestly, I find it hard to care
Here.
about veterans. I
Why
do.
don't you keep this
Like-
photo for a little while?
Objectively,
Think
it's
about
like I
what I've
understand, and I think that veterans can be, like, I think giving them time and space and compassion to realize that the military is fucked up, and that what they did by being in the military is fucked up. Especially when you know that the military like systematically recruits vulnerable young people. I get all of that, but like I get all of that in my rational brain, but my emotional brain finds it so difficult to care about veterans. It like genuinely
Yeah, I have that struggle as well, but yeah, like I see what he's trying to do,
yeah.
but it is very different. Like he lost his non-family member partner in the line of duty in a dangerous job where they were both doing questionable things.
Yeah.
She lost her father to a like road traffic collision.
Yeah, and I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to like establish like I understand grief. I want to help you through your grief. He, interestingly, hasn't taken responsibility for how much of a dick he's been about the father figure stuff.
No.
Like all of the stuff he said about like taking a vacation from having a father figure,
and making Joyce put the photos away, presumably. Or
Yeah,
making her feel
yeah.
that she needs to put the photos away. Either way, I'm fairly certain it's because of him, whether directly or indirectly.
I agree, and he hasn't taken responsibility for that. I think that if we had more nuanced like dialogue options and all of that fun stuff, I would be like, I'm not like willing to engage with you on this until you understand that like you have been a massive dick about the fact that I have lost my father, and like, okay, you've experienced grief, but you don't understand what it's like to be a child and lose their parent.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure I want to cause any more drama. Like, I just want to be able to go and be with Rachel and help her out.
Yeah, that's tricky as well, isn't it? Because like, I don't know, I don't feel right about just steamrolling over this, but sometimes when you're in this kind of situation, especially when you're a teenager, sometimes you do kind of just suck it up, don't you, so that you can
You can leave the conversation.
leave the conversation, and that's totally understandable. But I don't know either. What are you thinking? What's on your mind?
I mean, I'm thinking that I want to be out of this conversation,
Yeah.
but this is a big decision, as proven by the pounding music and the Illuminati eye, and the, like, wiggling camera.
Yeah.
I'm guessing rejecting his offer will result in some sort of our grief is nothing alike conversation. Interaction.
Which would be interesting to see.
Yeah, and I do feel like he needs to kind of understand that. And also, I don't want to carry this photo around of him and his partner. Like, what's that going to do for me?
Yeah.
Like, why is his offer of help is take this photo?
Yeah. It feels like a really weird gesture,
Yeah.
right? Because he doesn't really want to have a conversation. He's kind of just saying, like...
He's like, look at me and my army partner who is dead and feel guilt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. Like, it's kind of guilt-trippy. It doesn't really take responsibility for what he's done wrong, and it's kind of guilt-trippy.
Yeah.
It's an attempt,
It's
but
it's a bad attempt.
But is it a good attempt? Is it an attempt that we should accept?
It's
at
not an
face
equal
value?
exchange either. If he
Yeah.
were to do this and he thinks this is the thing, then he should carry around the photo of Chloe with her dad at the science fair. And look at that and think about how she must feel.
Yeah, I think that that's a really well-made point, because he's trying to be like, oh, you should understand how I feel, but there's no sense of... Like, he's kind of saying, take this photo to understand how I feel. I do understand how you feel, but I don't think that he does understand how she feels or what she's been through at all.
because it's a different grief.
Yeah, he thinks that he does. He genuinely does.
Yeah.
And... Oh my god, they're fully like, can you guys make it up your mind already? There's no timer. Yeah, I think that that's a really good point. I think that he kind of needs to confront stuff.
Yeah.
And he's not really doing enough. And I oh god, like, just getting out of the situation would be valid, and I think that if you had the emotional energy to, in real life, because this is a video game, so it's fine for us, to actually, like, confront him about it and be like, this isn't good enough.
Yeah, talking to parental figures is so difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the amount of times, you know, in childhood and adolescence that you get accused of not listening to your parents or being difficult or, like, talking back or whatever when you're just trying to make your point heard.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, for, like, basic just trying to be an equal, a lot of the time your parents gaslight you for just trying to, like, be on equal footing with them.
Yeah, and it's like, and you want me to respect you?
Yeah.
When you have no respect for my interests or needs.
Yeah.
Or, like, struggles beyond the very basics of, like, are you getting your homework done, yes or no?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that you have convinced me, actually. I've really taken your point that, like, I know that you haven't picked a side.
I'm leaning towards reject at this point, from my own point.
Your point has... I think that your point has convinced me to reject.
Mostly because you're right, like, if this were in real life, based on my own experience as a teenager, I probably would just accept it and then, like, leave the photo on my desk and not look at it.
Because you, like, wouldn't have the emotional energy to engage with
to, like, have that conversation.
Which is valid.
Especially as a lot of my issues with confrontation come from the fact that other people are louder than me. Other people, like, I can be loud, but other people are louder and faster at responding than me. So when I try to make a point and they talk over me, I get flustered and I start crying. So I don't like getting into instances of confrontation. Not because I think I can't win an argument, because I know I have all the information and the valid points. It's because people will use their positions of power and influence over me, whether that's when I was having an argument with a boy on the school bus, purely by either being in the year above me or being a guy, using that power to talk over me and to frustrate me because I can't get my points out, and then start crying because that's the sort of person I am. And, like, yeah, so if this were me, I would just, like, try and get out of the situation as much as possible. But if we have this opportunity to explore the fact that he needs to be doing better if he wants to fill this assumed void of father figure in Chloe's life, then he needs to see her as an equal and understand that if he's trying to show her that an example of his grief, then he should try and learn about her experience too. And yeah,
let's do it.
The last person I would ever talk to about my dad is you.
Chloe.
Think it over for more than a minute. It's a basic courtesy,
we talked for
you know?
so long.
When people offer to help.
You're out of your fucking mind.
You disrespectful little shit. You just made a serious mistake.
Both of you.
You don't scare me.
He's gearing up to fucking hit her.
Yeah.
Which we know that he goes on to physically abuse her. Oh my days.
And he just moved in and he was fully going to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's all of his fucking, like, food hoarding.
Just gotta grab Dad's toolbox and then
days.
get out of here.
I forgot that he has, like, a bunker in his garage.
Yep.
This might actually be helpful for fixing up the truck.
Oh, nice, car magazine. And there was also a bumper sticker on something that said "Guns Saves Lives" or something. It was something like that.
Well, you remember all of his bunker stickers being like, "I am the law."
Yeah.
Like that. Oh god. Oh.
Guns don't kill people.
Oh my god. David. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel, like, bad about that from the perspective of what you chose. Or, like, we collectively chose, because we were both on board with that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was fully going to hit her.
He was fully going to hit her, And I'm like, did Joyce even realize that? Because she like physically intervened, but she was like, both of you, and I'm like, well, I mean,
I saw a thread about this recently, actually, about how we need to stop telling kids, I don't care who started it, when breaking up arguments in schools or like with kids, because that sets from an early age
Work with me here.
like not taking into consideration instigators of issues and also the positions of like privilege and power that people hold in disagreements.
that's such a good point. Yeah.
Is that you should care about who started it because they're the person who needs to be taught differently.
Yeah, absolutely. And in that situation, her being like, oh, both of you, well, it's like he
Better.
is in the position, like, you could argue that
needs
she
a bit
antagonized
more
him in that situation.
I can salvage this beast.
Because, like, there
I
probably
just
could have
need to
been, like, a
find the
better
right
approach to
tool
that
for each
conversation.
problem.
Yeah, like what we talked about.
Like what we talked about, how we would have approached that. But he was about to use his, like, physical power and position of power to physically assault her.
Mm-hmm.
So in that situation, like, for me, that's
One
like,
is significantly worse than the other.
yeah, 100%.
She may have started it, but he escalated it.
Yeah,
Match
yeah,
level to the
agreed.
right
Because
type.
she was just gonna be like, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Like, even
she was
if,
disengaging.
yeah, even if her choice of words to do that could be seen as an escalation. I think that what she wanted was to de-escalate and remove herself from the situation, right?
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm gonna hit you, and
Anyway,
Looks like the serpentine
hyped
belt
for
could
some
use some-
truck fixing minigame.
play, yeah.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you aren't already, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to know when we upload next.
On screen, you can find this whole playlist for this Let's Play, and you can find a link to our latest video essay. If you like what you see, consider supporting us on Patreon. The link to our Patreon is in the description of every video.
Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.